Now let's talk about forced escalation. During a forced escalation, the internal intercostal muscles contract by depressing the rib cage. Here the muscle of forced escalation over here. The abdominal muscles contract, pushing the organs in the abdominal cavity against the diaphragm. The thoracic volume decreases to a lower level than achieved in normal escalation. Here, the depressing of the rib cage is over here. The abdominal muscles and rectus dominus are represented over here. Now we are going to see about Respiratory Reserve Volume. It is called as ERV. Muscles are used during a forced escalation to determine the Respiratory Reserve Volume ERV. ERV is nothing but the maximum volume of gas that can be forcefully exhaled after a normal escalation. Here you can see the ERV portion, which is nothing but Expiratory Reserve Volume. RV is residual volume. FRC equal ERV plus RV. Now we are going to see the other terms of breathing. The volume of the lungs is divided into 4 functional compartments, that is lung volumes. Combination of 2 or more lung volumes are called lung capacity. PTPS is nothing but a body temperature, ambient pressure and saturated with water vapor. You can see the lung capacity over here. The body temperature is measured here. A standard condition for calculating lung volumes. Terral Volume TV. The volume of gas inspired or expired during each normal ventilation cycle, that is volume of air moved into the lungs in a single breath. Inspiratory Reserve Volume IRV, which is nothing but the maximum amount of gas that can be forcefully inhaled after a normal inhalation. And Expiratory Reserve Volume ERV is the maximum volume of gas that can be forcefully exhaled after a normal exhalation. Here inspiration, exhalation, and the graph is shown here. The inspiratory capacity IC is the maximum amount of gas that can be inhaled after a normal exhalation. That is given by IC equals IRV plus TV. Functional residual capacity FRC is nothing but the amount of gas left in the lungs after a normal exhalation. So FRC is equal to ERV plus RV. Here FRC is given. Residual volume RV, the amount of gas left in the lungs after a maximum exhalation is necessary, otherwise the lung would collapse. The another one is total lung capacity, that is TLC, the amount of gas in the lungs after a maximum inhalation. So TL is given by TLC equals IRV plus TV plus ERV plus RV. Here you can see the graph of TLC. The final one is vital capacity, that is VC, the maximum volume of gas that can be exhaled by voluntary effort after a maximum inhalation. So VC is equal to IRV plus TV plus ERV. You can see the VC range over here. Now let us talk about diaphragm. Diaphragm is nothing but breathing is brought about by coordination between lungs, ribs and diaphragm. You can see a diaphragm over here. Diaphragm is a thin sheet of skeletal muscle that separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. The diaphragm is a musculotenuous sheet separating the thorax from the abdomen. Now we are going to see about respiratory control. Here, the homeostasis is nothing but the maintenance of a constant internal environment. Homeostasis in breathing involves the regulation of CO2 and O2 levels in the body. These gas levels are regulated by two control systems. Here you can see the respiratory control. Here you can see the breathing that is involved in trachea, lung. Breathe in is bringing oxygen into lungs and blow carbon dioxide out. That is called breathing. You can see over here, this is the diaphragm. When the diaphragm is contract, the lung is expand, so the air pulled into the lungs. When it relaxes, then air pushed up through the trachea, so that the lung is contract. You can see here how the oxygen is getting into the lungs. Inside the lungs, it contains the bronchioles. Here you can see the tiny air scars. The oxygen passes through the alveoli and into the capillaries. You can see this is the capillary and this is nothing but the oxygen. The oxygen is getting into the lungs, and here when we taking a walking or running, so we are all released carbon dioxide and inhale the oxygen. Let us see about basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate is nothing but BMR, the rate at which energy is released by your body while at rest. The BMR is found by measuring O2 intake and CO2 output. The BMR is higher for males and decreases with age. Here you can see the O2 intake, synthesis and ion transport. Here the muscle work, the BMR and MMR rate. Thank you for watching from GTech.